get myself together. All right. So, hey, what's up, y'all? It's Unique Divination, and this is basically the second session to my my shadow work life coaching program that I'm putting together. Ultimately, when it's complete, it's going to be a 5-week shadow work life coaching program. And this is basically based off of my 21 questions guide, my shadow work guide, right? It's a journal. And it's a series of questions that are presented in the 4 stages of shadow work that kind of help you identify trauma and, what to do with that trauma after it's been identified, okay? So if you're not familiar with shadow work, you want to check out the last couple posts that I've done. But basically, shadow work is just shadow is just dealing with things that you've kind of put, in the dark, that you really don't want to focus on, things about yourself, not necessarily negative. It can be positive things in your shadow. But basically, you've just pushed things in the side, right? Shadow is the side of yourself that you really don't show to the public or to the outside world, okay? All right, so, that's kind of what this is focused on. Again, I'm Unique Divination. I just started, y'all. I just tapped in, got live about 5 minutes ago. And I'm kind of just doing an introduction on what this session is about, okay? So if you want to let me know where you're from, go ahead and drop where you're from. Let me know. I'm currently out of Wilmington, Delaware right now. I'm repping Raleigh, North Philly, South Philly. What's up? Right? Wilmington. So Charlotte. Got to represent Charlotte too. Raleigh. Shout out to Raleigh too. All right, so shadow. I kind of talked about shadow. So again, this program is based off of. Are you from Canada? That's what's up, Canada. Canada in the house. All right, so this program is based off of my shadow work material, right? I've got a journal called 21 Questions, and basically, shadow work consists of 4 stages, right? 4 stages, and in each stage, I present a series of questions, very simple questions, right? I'm all about simplicity, but there is a lot to take in, right? If you're a really deep person, if you're really trying to evolve and heal on a really deep level, sometimes very simple things can be very complex. Right? Especially when you're stripping things down to the foundation, and to the basis of what it is, right? So questions, 4 or 5 questions within each stage that kind of help us identify trauma, childhood trauma, current trauma, but it just helps us identify the trauma so that we can figure out how to heal, how to merge, how to integrate it, and use it to and apply it to success for motivation. Integrate it, so those things in our shadow are no longer holding us back. And other things in our shadow that we've been kind of hiding, we can present to the world and be our best version of ourselves, okay? So shadow work is really deep. We do it and really don't understand it if you're not really familiar with shadow work. But if you've been kind of with me from the beginning, you kind of familiar with shadow work. And of course, some of you may know what shadow work is. At this point, it's a little bit, mainstream. So pretty much, before I continue, make sure you get your notepad out, okay? Make sure you have a pen and a paper, because we're going to get into some stuff. I'm going to try to keep this at about an hour session because y'all know I can go for a little while, but I've got about 21 of these sessions to make because I've got like 4 or 5 questions in each stage, okay? So I'm trying to keep a time frame on my sessions, but I kind of love to go in with my cards and my intuitive skills and just kind of explore what we need to do as a collective to kind of heal, right? So I'm going to try to keep it at around 60 minutes or so. So get a notebook, get a pen, get in a nice quiet environment where you can kind of focus and just kind of think and just build off of what I'm doing here, okay? Also, if you're interested in a free session or you're kind of interested in more of my work, if you click the link in my bio, I have free sessions, right? I have a free life coaching session, and it consists it's called the Foundation of Manifestation, right? And it just kind of helps you create a foundation, build off of what you already have, helps you kind of confirm what you already know about things that you need to do in order to move forward in your life in certain areas and categories, right? So just go ahead and check that out if you're interested, okay? And then last but not least, I have badges. So if you like what you hear, if you like my vibe, if you like my hair, my makeup, whatever, feel free to support me with badges, and I'll be sure to give you a shout out, okay? Also, merch, Urban Mystic merch. Check out Urban Mystic merch here. All right, Urban Mystic, it's my brand, okay? All right, so nonetheless, let's get into it. Last session, the very first session, which is still up on my page, check it out if you're interested, just to kind of be caught up and just to be, aligned with the program and what we're doing moving forward. So the first session was about who am I, right? We're in the denial stage, right? We're in the denial stage of shadow work. So hold on for a second. I know I should have been logged in. You know what? Let me log into my laptop real quick. I didn't think I was going to need it, but I should have known. Hold on real quick, y'all. I don't know what that is. Cancel. Delete. So here to Canva. All right, I just kind of like to have stuff up as I go along so I can keep my focus. All right, and so denial, okay? So we're in the first stage, and denial is those aspects that we deny, disown, and reject about ourselves are usually those that we filed away. Okay, so that's really what denial is really about. Aspects of ourselves that we've denied, we've disowned, we've rejected. We kind of deny acting on things, admitting things, acknowledging whether they are good or bad, okay? So it's not necessarily a good or bad thing, it's just what it is, right? That aspect, or, when we think about denial, as far as shadow work is concerned, okay? It's just kind of like denying things about ourselves that we've put away. We don't want to think about them. We get triggered, whatever, right? And so again, the first session was who am I? This session, the second session, which is the second question, is what do I need to stop running away from? Okay? So that's what we're going to be focusing on. All right, what do I need to stop running away from? And I have quite a few cards that I like to use. So we're going to be strategic, just like we were in the first session, because we want to develop a really good framework to kind of build on and help us identify more things. So I'm going to only pick certain decks that we're going to kind of go with. So for sure, tarot, definitely that. I feel like Soul Journey is going to help us. Essential oil, for sure. Trust your vibe. Let me see. Crystal Healing. No. Cosmic, the universe has your back. Yeah. Because if we're running away from something, we're definitely not seeing that the universe got our back. So, alchemical vision. I don't know. No, we're not gonna go that deep on this one. Too deep. But we will. So let's see, because I'm gonna write these cards down. So we've got tarot, and then we're going to use my deck, Urban Mystic, which consists of the major arcana and the Fool's Journey. And then we've got the universe has your back. We're going to have some goddess guidance. And self-care. We be running away from self-care, so we're going to figure that out. Essential oil cards, those are really good. They got some trigger statements on there. And archetype. Figure out what archetype we're operating in and what archetype we're running away from. And trust your vibes. And we'll do Rebel deck tarot, just to kind of throw some humor up in there. Okay, so we've got our cards picked out. And now I'm going to go ahead and shuffle them. Okay, so let's just start with the tarot. And I'm going to pull 3 cards for tarot. Let me split these up right now first. I'm going to do all the splitting up right now. I'll do that first. Okay. Go ahead. One that fell out. That's interesting. Okay, here we go, another one. All right, Jesus. All right, we got some fresh energy, some new energy. Let's see what else we got here. Urban Mystic Tarot. No, let me shuffle these up more before y'all just start jumping out. Alright. And let's see. What else did we say we was going to do? This one here. Alright, good gosh. Sacred self-care. That's interesting. Interesting. Alright, few more cards to pick, y'all. We gonna get at this. So remember, this is, what do I need to stop running from? What do I need to stop running from? Just kind of contemplate on that yourself while you're watching me pull cards. If you have your own cards, feel free to pull. Feel free to pull your own. Right. Feel free to pull your own. What do I need to stop running from? Simple, right? But just start actually thinking about it. Start thinking about I was supposed to go live earlier. Man, I had this paper. I had all this homework I gotta do, y'all. I'm in school for my doctorate's degree, so like I spent all day doing homework. I was supposed to go live at like 7 o'clock. It took me, I had to submit my last paper 3 times to get an 89, but it's all good though. I'm here. I am here. But I got a little bit set back because of school. But it'll be like that. Alright, so I have one more set to pull, and that's the archetype cards, and then we're going to get into this. Okay? We're going to get into what we need to stop running from as a collective, on an individual level, whatever perspective, whatever you take from this. Damn. Stuff just keep, you know what? No. Let me shuffle some more, because y'all just popping out too damn fast for me. If it's meant to pop up, it'll pop out again. It's happened before. Y'all just popping a little bit. Too much for me. Damn. Okay, interesting. All right, so we've got all our cards pulled. We've got all our cards pulled, and we're ready to move on to the next. Get in here. To the next level. The next step. All right, so now I'm gonna look at everything I've pulled. And seeing where I need to start, so we can figure out what do we need to stop running from? What do I need to stop running from? What do you need to stop running from? Right? This gets deep. Wait, I only pulled one card for there. Hold on, y'all. I only pulled one card. I'm supposed to. So just to kind of follow, I pull 2 cards for each, except for the tarot and the my deck and my hermetic deck. I pulled 2 of everything else because it represents your shadow and your moon self, right? And this is dealing with shadow work, right? So it kind of helps us see a balance. And just like I said in the first class, like generally speaking, if you don't know too much about spirituality and just kind of being in tune with your charts and everything and your human design and all these other constructs that we kind of hold that piece us all together, chart of origin, archetype of your birth of origin chart or whatever, at least, everybody should know their sun sign, right? And then there's a moon sign, right? And there's also like your rising, and then like, the planets were aligned, a certain way at the exact time that you were born, and that's your birth chart, So at least know your sun sign, your moon sign, and your rising. Like, I'm a Capricorn sun, a Taurus moon, and a Cancer rising, right? And so shadow work, we kind of deal with your sun, which is what we show everybody, and we deal with the moon, which is what we kind of got in the dark. So we're gonna play on those things when I pull these cards for these sessions. Okay, it was really good. The first session was really good. It was really good. It was eye opening, and make sure you check it out if you haven't. It's still posted. This will not be posted, right? Once I'm doing this, whoever is not here to see it afterwards will not see it. If you are subscribed to my mailing list, it'll be there for the replay there, okay? So depending on, I might just go to sleep right after, I don't know, and have it up for a couple hours, but yeah, I don't intend to keep this around. But the first one is an introduction session, so that's going to stay up, okay? All right, so we've got tarot. We've got the major arcana, the urban mystic tarot. And I'm going to start off with the hermetic deck. I kind of like the card that came out. It was the very first card that flipped out. And so we're going to start with the Foolish Man, the Princess of Wands, and the Princess of Swords. So, the Foolish Man, always is about new journeys, new possibilities, new things to happen. And, the good thing, pertaining to the question, right? What do I need to stop running from? Right? And so we have the Foolish Man. Okay, so what that's telling me is that we're running from opportunities, new things, new paths, new journeys that are right in our path. And for some reason, we keep trying to go backwards or go left or go right and go every which way but which is the way of the path we're supposed to follow. right? And so the foolish man is representation of, you know, running from having faith, running from being confident about where your journey is going to head, running from not walking, walking in faith and not by sight, running from uncomfortable situations, because with uncomfortable situations, you're pushing yourself out of a comfort zone. So you're running from all of these things that are attached with new adventure, new beginnings. Not necessarily, new beginnings, right? But new journey, new destination, new environment, whether it be through a job or relationship, just a new paradigm shift. And it's everything that you've been asking for, but, for whatever reason, you're running from it at this point, right? And so this is why we're doing this, because we're going to identify what and why, and what can we do to change that, right? So we've got a path laid out, and we're pretty much running from that path of greatness, of manifestation of success. Success is scary, for those of us that are, pursuing certain things, and, we see the actual fruits of our labor, like, damn, we manifested that, and sometimes that can scare us. So, for those of us that are at that path, at that point, this could be the card that's, needs to tell you that, this is what you're running from, just to kind of bring it subconsciously to your mind. So next we've got Princess of Wands, right? Princess of Wands. So whenever we've got princesses or pages, they kind of represent new. Wands represent energy, creativity, and again, we come back to the question, what do I need to start running from, right? And so it's like, you've got all these creative ideas, you've got all these things that you want to do, but you don't want to act on them. There's no pentacles pulled. And this tarot deck or my tarot deck, and even though my tarot deck only focuses on the major arcana, yes it is. I take that back. And this one, there is an earth card, but in this hermetic deck, there's no earth signs. It's the Foolish Man, Princess of Wands, and Swords. There's no pentacles. So Wands and Swords. Swords deals with travel, business. We've got Princess of Swords, right? So again, everything is new. And again, we go back to the question, what do I need to stop running from? Stop running from things that are new. Change is inevitable. Things aren't going to stay the same. And if you want the success that you want, if you want to manifest the things that you want, whatever it is for you, everybody's definition of success for their life is different, right? We have people that want great things like Kanye dreams, right? And then we have people that just want to live simple lives, just want a pension, just want to be able to take care of their children, put their children through school, like, whatever your paradigm, your dream paradigm, whatever it is from you that you desire, you're running away from those steps. They're new. They have to be new. You've never achieved this before. You're going down this road. So, Swords, like I said, it deals with travel. And I feel like on this aspect, it deals with us just avoiding all aspects of a new journey that comes before us in all aspects. The creative aspect, as far as like motivation, the swords, going about it, so we really got to think about some things, right? So like, why are we avoiding, what is it about this journey? Does it require sacrifice? Does it require your time? Does it require you to change your behaviors? Does it require you to, leave certain environments alone, certain people alone? you know? So when you strive to do great things and walk a certain path, you know, the path of success, whatever that means for you, is sometimes a very lonely journey. It's very, you know, a small minority of people that really are successful in their dreams and whatever it is that they really want to do in their life. That can really say that they're happy and that they're achieving, you know, just what they aspire to do, you know. So, you know, what is it about this journey that's making you just like run from it, although you know you shouldn't be, you know? This is kind of deep. So where are we going next? Rebel Tarot. So this says, you are the best thing to ever happen to you. Go easy on your ass. Buy your own damn drink. Okay, so like, again, we want to go back to the question, what do I need to start running from? You know, you need to stop running from putting value on yourself. Really valuing yourself, you know, who you are. You are the best thing that ever happened to you. Right? And for some reason, you keep running to other people. You keep running to things, people, places, things. That you think are better than you or that you need to make you happy. And the only thing that you need to make you happy is yourself. Right? That's why I focus on shadow work. That's why I focus on individuation, goal setting, right? These are the things that really make us happy in life, right? If you're not able to complete goals, and goals are everything that you do in life. Like you want something, you have to create steps and processes and actions, strategic actions to get towards them, right? No matter what the goal is. So, you know, that all builds up your self-esteem and your self-love, right? Completing things. You know, when you don't complete things, you don't feel good, right? You feel like a failure. It messes with your self-esteem. So goal completing, no matter what it is extremely important, and it builds confidence and character along with other things, but it's very important to complete goals, right? And so understand that you are the best thing that ever happened to you. Go easy on your ass, buy your own damn drink, right? Start, you know, working on goals to, you know, how can you make yourself feel more valuable, right? You know, what can you do to bring more self-love, you know, into your environment, right? Affirmations, you know, I literally wear clothing. I make Urban Mystic brand, you know, Urban Mystic merch. I got hoodies that say self-love is the best love. You know, I kind of just incorporate that in my environment and the music that I listen to sometimes, whether it's ratchet, you know, hood, spiritual, you know, I'm listening to things that are putting egotistical affirmations about me loving myself, right? And to some degree, we all need to have a little bit of Kanye, you know, a little bit of Ye, egotistical up in us, you know, to some degree, because that level of confidence, look where he's gotten, whether we like him or not, because his mom raised him a certain way to have self-confidence and, you know, and who you are, you know, and he moved that way in life. He's achieved things that, you know, as a person of color, you know, as just an individual on this planet, you know, could only dream of, right? And so that's based off of self-confidence. So we kind of need to understand it and recognize that. So, you know, let's look at things from a different perspective when we see people that are very arrogant and egotistical. You know, and I'm, you know, humble. You know, I know I'm a great person. I feel like I'm damn near perfect sometimes. You know, got the Capricorn sun thing going on. But ultimately, I'm a little humble. I brag a little bit different. But I've been kind of like practicing, just kind of owning what I've done in life, my achievements, my accomplishments, the value that I bring to my family, you know, my community, you know, and most importantly, myself. Like, you know, am I doing things that make me happy? Whether it be through my career, things in my spare time, my extracurricular activities. Like, am I happy with the path that I'm going, right? Am I happy, right? And so that's what's going to build self-love, okay? So secondly, we've got rebel, right? Rebel, because fuck it. So what do I need to stop running away from? It seems like you need to stop running away from that individual aspect of yourself. We are all part of the collective consciousness, of course, but there's different constructs to that, right? We're still individuals, on this physical realm. We're still individuals, and we're all here. We've all come down here, we all have a soul purpose. In each lifetime, we are, meant to achieve something at its highest capacity. And whether whether it's a soul project or like a soul purpose, and like it takes different reincarnations to achieve it, or it's different things to like life lessons to unlock at each reincarnation. I don't know, but at this point in our lifetime, in this soul, in this realm, in this current, lifetime, you're meant to stand out and be an individual. And it feels awkward at times. Trust me. My name is unique. My first name is unique. I've been an outcast my entire life, right? I've been an outcast my entire life for whatever reason, and when I was younger, I didn't understand it, but, the odd one is always the one that, the one winning, stand alone, leader, identified easily because you're not a part of the crowd. You're not a part of group think, right? So rebel, right? Don't be afraid to stand out. If it's your business, if it's your, as a person, your craft, maybe something at work that you're responsible for and you want to do something a little bit different. Like, when we talk about this, we talking about this on all levels, romantic, relationship wise, like do something different, switch it up. You know what I mean? Switch it up a little bit with your partner. Like, stop running away from that individual aspect of you. You are not, when people are in relationships for a long time, they start to like forget that they're individual. They tend to act as if they're just one. Just the couple is just one thing. Like, you have to think, you have to eat the same way, go to sleep the same way. Like, no. Just because you're in a relationship does not mean that you can't be an individual and have your own qualities, things that you like. You don't have to like the same thing your partner likes. You don't have to do the same thing. So, just think about that on all levels, right? Think about that on all levels on this journey that we're on, and so far that we've identified that we're just running away from, this new chapter in our life. And, it entails us, understanding that we are the most valuable thing to us, right? This journey can't happen without you. It's your journey. It's your story, and it's meant for you. You are the main character in this journey, right? And so let's appreciate that. Let's value that. And let's move forward with everything that we bring to the table as far as our skill set, ability, just who we are as a person. There's nobody like you. There's nobody like me. I'm one of one. You're one of one. You cannot be replaced, right? You cannot be replaced. I can't be replaced, right? And so that's something to celebrate. And, there's 6 billion people on this planet? And each person has their own purpose and path, right? And we're trying to find out why we running away from ours, right? So next we're going to go to the essential oil cards. And this one is tension. It's blended. It doesn't have a specific scent. And it represents release. Okay? Release. And the trigger statement is, I have nothing left. I have nothing left. And the true statement is, I nurture myself. What was I just talking about? Just on a surface level, but, self-care, it's about nurturing, right? And this says, Dear one, it's time to settle. Create a sacred space where you can be in that place of rest. Healing will unfold. Okay? Sacred space, remember that, because I think I picked something that's going to be talking about that in another card too, right? I love when this happens, okay? And so that's on a sun level. You know, that's on the outer aspect of what we need to start running from, is just that release. You know, that release, you know, going somewhere where we can kind of let go. You know, you don't have nowhere. You know, you don't have anywhere where you can kind of just get away and just unwind. You know, maybe, you know, find somewhere to go fucking scream as loud as you can in a forest, or, you know, I don't know, somewhere to just kind of release tension. Right? And I have some other interesting cards too. So remember that tension point, okay? Because we've got something that's going to kind of segue off of that. So the next essential oil is tangerine. The next essential oil is tangerine, and this represents innocence, right? And it says, the trigger statement is, I have so much to do. And the true statement is, I am playful. Let the burdens of responsibility go in this moment and look at your world with the eyes of a child. All right? And so what do we need to stop running away from? We need to stop running away from opportunities to live in our innocence, right? You know, and that could be anything. Just like last night, me and my husband went to go see the Batman. By the way, oh my God, y'all, I'm sorry. I don't care if nobody agrees, but that is like the best Batman. Like, I can't even, like, my heart is just swelling with the amount of just acting and just like visual effects up in this Batman. Like, I'm sorry. I'm very pleased. I'm a DC fan. I'm a Batman fan. Like, I literally have Batman tattooed on the back of my, like, I love Batman, y'all. So, like, I'm feeling it. Let me know if y'all feeling it. So, like, just the moment where you can just be encaptured. Just like where kind of time just stops, you know, like how it used to when we were kids. You know, we want to take a moment to be able to go somewhere where we can just be, right? And just live and just be in a non-judgmental aspect. And just kind of just be, okay? So that's kind of what we're running away from. And it's like weird because everything that I've like discussed is just like things that are good. And remember, I told you that, you know, we could have things in our shadow that are also good, right? And it seems like when it comes to the denial stage and the second question of what do I need to start running away from, we're just running away from relaxation, finding, you know, a place to go to kind of unwind and release away from kids, husband, significant other, work. You know, somewhere where you can just be you and relax, you know, kind of focus on yourself, on self-care, you know. So this is rough. Like, why are we doing this to ourselves? Why? But we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna get into it. Whew. I apologize, y'all. It's 2:30 in the morning. Like I said, I'm tired. That paper kept me, man, I was been supposed to go live. So from the Urban Mystic Tarot, my cards, which consist of the Major Arcana, which is the Fool's Journey. So it's kind of ironic that we pulled the Fool's card, right? Because my cards focus on the Fool's Journey, which is the first 22 cards of the Major Arcana, which go from the Fool's Journey to the Fool to the Universe, right? And so here we have Hermit reversed. Hermit reversed. We've got the Empress card, which is the Moon. And we've got the Hierophant, right, which is another Earth card. and that's reversed. And so the hermit is all about seclusion, right? The hermit is all about seclusion, kind of focusing on yourself. And again, we talked about us being the best thing that happened to us. The question is, what do I need to stop running from? You need to stop running from yourself. That's kind of what this card is saying. The hermit card reversed. Stop running from yourself, your inner self, So, this is what this is about. This is the shadow work. This is what this is about, And it's just like you're kind of even running from trying to get deeper and just learn more and identify more with who you are. You're just kind of running from even trying to figure out, what's going on. Where's the trauma coming from? Even about this journey, I feel like there's certain things along the journey where there's some triggers. There's triggers from past, emotional trauma, maybe in the workspace, maybe, in the past, and it's causing you to have, relationship issues, specifically dealing with, interacting with people, communicating. That not just on a romantic level, just like social communication. I am socially awkward. I have, social communication issues from not having friends growing up, a lot of friends, so, there's things about yourself that you're going to have to work on, in order for you to progress. Maybe there's a level of maturity, emotional maturity, like I said, communication skills, and that did come out with swords. Swords is about communication. So, I feel like, the question, what do I need to stop running from, with the hermit reversed is, you're running from things about you that that you have to work on in order to move forward in this journey. And you know what they are. Like I said, I have things I got to work on, my social skills, being consistent in my business. There's so many things, work on releasing guilt and shame, so there's so many different things that, we could be running away from, and stop, write down and think about it. If you've got that notebook there and that pen, write down, what you feel like you are running from, even as far as what has been identified so far about the journey, the comfort zone, not wanting to move past that comfort zone, like, are you lazy? I know there's certain aspects of me, I can be very goal oriented and ambitious with other things, and other things I'm a procrastinator, so what is it about yourself in this aspect that you keep running from? Clearly yourself. This is the hermit card. It's all about that inner intuition. What do I need to start running from? Stop running from your higher self telling you things. You keep ignoring your own intuition. If you're having stomach issues, it's because you're not aligned. You're not listening to your intuition. It could be even as far as like the things that you're eating. Maybe you need to do a detox. Maybe you need to eat more fruits and vegetables. Stop eating so much meat. Things that have sodium. Water. Make sure the water that we're drinking, because not all water is good. Purified water. Alkaline water. Alkaline-based food. So, there's a lot of things that go into that inner journey, right? That inner journey and that intuition. So like I said, I feel like whoever is watching this now on the replay, if you've got stomach issues, they may be pertaining to you not listening to your instinct, because we always think about the third eye, giving us that intuition and our insight, and really it's your gut. When you know something's wrong, your stomach be fucked up. You know what I mean? You got the bubble gut, something just ain't feeling right, something's about to happen, the mood's off, the energy's off, the vibe's not right, your stomach is messed up, right? So again, that's why I'm talking about stomach issues right now, okay? So your intuition, right? So again, detox, get this area clean, this chakra. Is this the solar plexus? You know, you want to get that area clean, right? And so that you'll be able to have the ability to listen to yourself, your higher self, your inner self. Trust yourself. You'll be able to trust yourself more. You'll be able to hear yourself more. And then you act on what you hear, and then it all aligns, you know, and then you'll be able to trust yourself more. Loving yourself more, setting goals, creating small steps to complete those goals, setting small goals. So all of those things are aligned with your inner self and just listening to yourself. So you're running away from yourself. And the good things and the bad things that you know that you need to work on and change, or you know that you need to bring out in order to manifest the success that you want, right? I don't like going live, right? But we know that in business in 2022, especially if you create products and services and you monetize on your Instagram page, the number one way to sell your product is to go live, right? So not only do I provide life coaching, I provide business mentorship programs. And so I know this. So even though I have anxiety issues and I'm an introvert, you know, these are things that I know that I have to work through in order to get my product and my service out there to the community and to the public, right? You know, so, you know, if you're watching this now on the replay, you know, it's pretty much like, you know, it's over. You know, the whine and the crying, the victim mentality, you know, okay, we all have those issues, you know, but again, if you want the success that you want, you're going to have to be able to adapt, identify, integrate, transmutate, utilize those things to help you succeed. You know, so I identify with some of my, you know, my supporters with, you know, they are introverts. And so I am an example to them, and you can do this too. You know, if you want to make money, you better work past them fears, you know. Successful people, you know, everybody, people that do great things, they still have fear. You just got to learn how to move through that fear, right? And so that's something that you're just going to have to work on, right? If you have anxiety or fear of going live or selling or talking public, these are things that you're going to have to work through, find resources and tools to help you, right? And let's get through this, right? Next, we've got the Empress card. The Empress card is about manifestation. Look at the symbology, the visuals, you know, that I have on this card. I've got butterflies, you know, we've got a pregnant woman holding flowers. There's multitudes of bunny rabbits on this card, you know, flowers. This is all about that fertile energy. You know, what do I need to start running away from? Literal manifestation. Literal manifestation just trying to just happen. And it's aligning, especially because it's springtime. Springtime is about to happen, right? It's coming up soon. So we're moving into that, not only physically, but, you know, as far as, you know, this session is concerned, we're moving into a aspect in our life where, you know, we are supposed to be manifesting, right? We're supposed to be manifesting all the things that we've worked on, all the energy that we've built up, working. We feel like we're just doing this for nothing. You're just building up massive amounts of energy for the things that you want to succeed. You know, when people want to succeed, great things, they don't just happen overnight. Right? They have to produce this mass amount of energy. And I don't think people really realize that when we think about manifesting and goal setting, right? They think that things are just supposed to happen. Like sometimes famous people, some people get famous overnight. Not really, you know, most famous people or successful people, you know, it takes them about a good 10 years, you know, to understand their craft, whatever it is that they do. But nonetheless, you know, sometimes it takes you, you know, quite a few amount of years before you are successful and you reap, you know, the true, you know, success of whatever it is that you want. You know, and it takes a lot of energy. So, you know, we've got all this energy built up behind us, right? We've got all this energy built up behind us, and we are avoiding the steps, the path, all the things that we talked about previously, we're avoiding those things. And because of that, this is not releasing. This is not releasing, okay? Not only that, we move on to the Hierophant. Which is and it's reversed. Right? And the Hierophant talks about tradition. It talks about traditions. It talks about values. It talks about rituals. And so, if we apply this to the question of what do I need to stop running from? This is telling me that we need to stop running from tradition and rituals and values. You just out here going rogue, trying to live life without a plan, without, paying homage or recognizing, or building tradition and values to kind of move forward with. If you have a small family or if you don't have family. Excuse me. If you have a small family or you're just kind of a loner, but you still need to create some type of tradition. If this is on a micro level, it could be talking about maybe routine based, in what you do. Maybe you don't have a routine. In order for you to have success, you have to create rituals, which are basically routines. A routine is a ritual. It's something that you do over and over, that helps you manifest. And so creating a routine, being organized, doing certain things at a certain time, setting time aside to study, to do this, to do your work, to spend time with your significant other, to do your schoolwork, to do, the project at work, just organizing and creating a routine and a ritual and something, that you can operate on, right? As far as your household is concerned, like, does anybody help with chores? Like, what do you guys do on a Wednesday? Is it laundry day? Like, just figure it out on a macro and a micro level, which is the smaller and the greater level of what kind of routines and rituals and traditions you need to put upon yourself, your household, at work. If you're a manager, a supervisor, in charge of changing things and implementing things to help build a positive, creative, fostering environment. Okay? So think about that. Where do we want to go next? We're going to go to... we're going to go to Universe Has Our Back. So I'm unapologetic about what I desire and trust that what I focus on will grow. Okay, so what are we running from? We're running from the trust that you can even focus on what you're trying to grow. Again, all these positive things, in this aspect of the denial stage, in this question, what do I need to stop running from? We just continue to run from things that are just going to help us move forward, right? I'm unapologetic about what I desire and trust that what I focus on will grow. All right, no more running, no more doubt, right? No more just kind of out here moving without no plan, just kind of chaotic, right? I'm unapologetic about what I desire and trust that what I will focus on will grow, right? Next, we have the moment I realign with love, clear direction is presented to me. Okay, so again, the question is, what do I need to stop running from, right? And it appears that we're running from love. We're just not aligned. We're just angry. Maybe, sometimes we're more aligned with the spirit of anger, frustration, anxiety, so when you align yourself with love, it puts you on a different path. Like this says, it says clear direction is presented, right? And most importantly, self-love, because you are the best thing to ever happen to you. So when you put yourself first and when you align, your love frequency, starting with yourself, if you love yourself, you're going to love other people. If you can respect yourself, you're going to respect other people. Okay, so not only do we want to be on that love frequency, but we want to be on that self-love frequency, and it's just going to present us on a clearer direction, right? And we're just going to be able to look at things a little bit differently when you're aligned with self-love. Self-love allows you to create boundaries. It allows you to respect other people's boundaries. It allows you to recognize people, right? It allows you to listen. So it's a really good thing, right? Oh man, these cards, what I'm getting ready to pull next, definitely is talking about me, because I've been supposed to exercise. All right, so the next cards we got are our self-care cards, and it says movement. What do I need to stop running from? Literal movement, okay? Moving around, exercise, walking, just, moving, and I'm just, I'm kind of honest, so I'm just going to call myself out, right? Like, I was supposed to be exercising, right? And I haven't started yet. I'm not going to lie. I cleaned up my exercise room. I got everything together, and I just haven't been in there yet because school. And I'm not even going to put that as an excuse, right? I need to organize my time, and I definitely have the time to exercise, right? At least 25, 30 minutes of my day, minimum, right? So that is a goal that I definitely need to work on. And I know it's not just me out there. For those of us that's going to watch this on a replay, we're just running away from literally exercising, okay? And we all know what kind of great things exercising does. Shifts up that energy. You think different. You've got oxygen circulating through your body. I feel really good just talking about exercising, okay? It's just actually doing it, And yeah. The next card is sex. What do I need to stop running away from? Sex, right? So just have more sex. Have more sex. If you've got a partner, if you're single and you've got your little, buddy, BUDDY, little demon time, whatever we call it. I don't even know what we call it, what y'all call it now. What the hell? What's the word? I can't even think of it. I can't think of it. But anyway, whoever you can have some good sex with, go ahead and have some sex, okay? Lots of it, explore, create, give, receive, do everything, play some spiritual music, like get into it. Kama Sutra, like just explore different levels and different creations of, sexuality between you, your partner, partners, whatever, I'm just kind of incorporate that more. And definitely, when you explore, even yourself, even if, it's not even about a partner, just explore yourself sexually. I know as far as women are concerned, there are a lot of women that don't have orgasms when they have sex with their partners. There is a lot of women that don't know how to create orgasms for themselves. Like, that's very unfortunate, but, take the time to explore, start learning about yourself and your body, what feels good to you. And that way you'll be able to express that to your partner and just open up some things, okay? All right, so next we're going to move on to Goddess Guidance, right? Goddess Guidance, and we pulled Mawu, right? Mother Earth, you are called upon to help with environmentalism. So to me, when we put this on the aspect of the question, what do I need to stop running from? I feel like we need to stop running from some community work and just being there for our community a little bit more. Paying attention to, our environment a little bit more. Things that are happening on the economic scale, anything kind of to do with the physical realm and, whatever your contribution can be, it's time to go ahead and do that. Even if it's a post or, I feel like this is take a little bit more action. Maybe you want to volunteer your services. Maybe you want to provide free information. Any way you can, but this is kind of a calling. This is saying you need to stop running away from, your calling to, provide, your skill set to the community, right? It's time to step it up. Secondly, and I told y'all that sacred space, it was somewhere in one of these cards earlier, but it comes up here, right? And this is the goddess Nematona, and she represents sacred space, and she says, create an altar or visit a power place to connect with the divine. And that came up earlier in this tension, essential oil card, where it says, dear one, it's time to settle. Create a sacred space where you can be. And that place of rest, healing will unfold, okay? So that's confirmation on two different cards, that we need to create a sacred space for ourselves where we can just release, the things that we need to release, triggers, traumas, the weight of the day, the weight of being a mom, a dad, a husband, a wife, a brother, a sister, whatever, these titles that are placed on us and all these constructs that we operate under, right? And just be able to just strip down to that soul feeling where you just escape, reality, and you're just in this space, your own space and time, and you kind of just want to heal and just be able to focus and unwind, wherever you can do this at, please. Do it. It's really important, and it's key, in order for you to move forward, in order for you to heal and to start loving yourself. You're carrying so much baggage. You're carrying so much baggage from, your own things and other people's baggage, especially if you're somebody that people rely on you a lot. I'm somebody that is relied upon a lot. I have a lot of baggage on top of my own. So I have to release these things or I will go crazy. You're going to go crazy if you don't release the baggage from work, from, your partner, your family, the kids, if you're in school, your parents, your mom, your brothers, your sisters, whoever. You've got a lot of baggage that you just carry. And if you put some more bags on your back, you're gonna break, right? And you're gonna end up in a crazy house, literally. Like, it's at that point. And so you have to release. And you have to release. You're holding on to, wanting to be in control. That creates tension and baggage, unnecessary baggage, wanting to be in control of everything. You need to release. Just like this card says, release. Release everything, wanting to be in control. Only worry about you. Only focus on you. Okay? Only focus on you. Stop worrying about what everybody else is going to do. You cannot control everybody else. You can only control you. Right? The way how you can manipulate people, however, is through your energy and your vibes and your frequency. Right? So if you're practicing self-love, if you're moving in, all of these, things, the ripple effect is gonna happen, and people's behaviors are gonna change. Either they're gonna get down or they're gonna lay down. Either they're gonna get with the program or they're gonna get away from you based on your energy and your frequency. So that's how we control our environment, right? Through our own actions, through our command presence, our soul command presence, just showing up. That's how we create our environment, and that's how we change things and control things, through our own actions and movements and how we move within ourselves, physically, spiritually, what we stand for, morally, ethically. All of these things are going to push the people we want out of our lives, bring the people in that we need in our lives, going to control our environment, along with our ancestors and our spirit guides, right? As long as we move with them, we always, in our intuition, higher self, And if we utilize tools like, guides and divination tools, but as long as we, stay aligned, we're going to be all right. Right? How y'all feeling out there? How you feeling? Wow, everything okay? Is it aligning? This is good stuff, right? I love this. This is good stuff. And, I always feel like, whoever's meant to see this on the live, that's your ancestors and your spirit guides called you here, to see this, to confirm what you already know, or to help you see a different perspective so that you can do what you need to do to get on that path, right? Pretty much, Where we at next? So I pulled, and I didn't mean to, but I pulled 3 cards for this, and I don't want 3. So I can't find. I'm gonna get my pendulum. Hold on, real quick, because I want to see which card is not supposed to be there. All right, because again, we're only dealing with shadow and the sun and the moon in this. All right, so I've got 3 cards. All right, so are you supposed to be in this session? Are you supposed to be in this session? So I'm getting yes. Let me come here. All right. Are you supposed to be in this session? Are you supposed to be in this session? Or it's like not moving. Are you supposed to be in this session? It's like very softly going no. All right. Are you supposed to be... Oh, y'all can't see it. I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me move this here. All right. Are you supposed to be in this session? All right, so the last 2, I got very slight movement, but this middle one was definitely a no. So we're going to get this one out of here. You're not supposed to be here. All right, so again, question, what do I need to stop running from? Very simple, right? Everything's always so simple, but yet the most simplest things are like always the hardest to just kind of do, right? Remember to breathe. Right? Remember to breathe. When you're angry, when you're upset, when you're anxious, when you're overly excited, when you don't know what to do, when you just need to clear your head, just breathe, right? When you breathe, pranayama, when you it provides oxygen to your brain. So if you're angry, because when you're angry, like no oxygen, like you're just hot-headed, right? Breathing allows you to slow down, get oxygen to where it needs to go, so that you can start thinking again and comprehending and have clarity. And that doesn't matter if you're angry, sad, like just breathe. Just breathe. It just creates a certain level of calmness, right? And so this is something that you probably have been running away from. You probably know that you have panic attacks and anxiety attacks and just flare up and just get mad and angry. Maybe you're quick-tempered, and you are aware of this, right? But you refuse to incorporate techniques and skills and things that can help change that behavior. That is a learned behavior. Being quick-tempered and angry. And also, that could be a sign of high blood pressure. Being quick-tempered, angry, anxiety, those are also ways that your body gives off signs and symptoms that things are wrong health-wise too. So that's something to think about, right? Because I had high blood pressure and I'm still working on bringing mine down. I'm getting ready to do a 30-day raw vegan diet. I'm gonna start off slow. I got to work up to the 30 days, so I might just start off with little bits because I've never done a raw vegan diet, but I need to do this in order to be completely eliminated of high blood pressure. I lost 65 pounds, right? I was over 221 pounds, and I thought that would help with my high blood pressure, right? So next level. Okay, so what was I getting at? Where was I at? Damn it, I forgot what I was talking about. I hate when that happens. Oh, remembering to breathe. All right, so, you know, having anxiety, being quick-tempered, those could be underlying health issues that you may not know about, right? So think about that, especially if you smoke cigarettes or you drink or you eat a lot of salty foods, you like a lot of seasoning in your food, you know, or you have a lot of stress at your job. When your blood pressure is working to pump blood through your body, it's restricted, right, in your veins, and that just creates, you know, a whole underlying, you know, world of issues. But the number one thing that I identified, you know, was being angry. You know, it's like as soon as I was treated, I do take medication, and I'm hoping to get off the medication soon, but I saw immediate results, and I was calm. I wasn't as angry, and you guys don't really get to see me when I'm like angry. I try to come on here and be pretty, you know, cool-tempered anyway, but, you know, there are times when I'm a little bit, you know, angry and defensive, and the minute I took the blood pressure medicine, I was calm. You know, I was able to think clear. I wasn't angry. I wasn't necessarily in pain. You know, I was going through things later to help me kind of identify more. Like I was feeling faint and a lot of other different things. But for a long time, it was just anger and anxiety and just like quick temper, you know. And so that's interesting. And I just wanted to talk about that just in case, you know, that could be a reason why, you know. And breathing helps with blood pressure, right? Breathing helps with blood pressure. It kind of helps regulate. It provides oxygen, you know, opens things up. You know, so just kind of remember that. And if you're running away from tools and techniques to help you manage your anger and your anxiety, then shame on you. You know, I mean, at this point, I'm not trying to, you know, be mean or call you out or anything, but, you know, at this point, you know, you're here to confirm what you already know you need to do. Most of us, right? But, you know, if you're hearing it now, it's a serious time to implement these things, right? What do we need to start running away from? This is what this is about. And this is only the second question, y'all. We got 21 questions. We just scratching the surface, right? We got 21 questions to get into. This is amazing. This is only the second question. I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna put this into my schedule. I'm gonna be out of school soon. Like, this class is kicking my butt, y'all. This teacher is I'm gonna get a B in this class, and I don't know how to feel about that, but I worked for this B. I literally had to turn in the paper 3 times to get an 89. Okay, so I've been struggling. So I've been doing good. I've been actually going live every week, like I said I would, but I'm gonna try to ramp it up when school ends because I want to get through these sessions, and I know they're gonna be at least like a 45 minutes to an hour or more. Right, and there's 21 of them. This is a 5-week program that I'm currently creating, right? And you're here as a part of it. So the next card I have is exercise your vibes, right? And this is what do I need to start running away from? And this is just kind of aligning with this card we pulled here about movement. Exercise your vibes, right? As far as physically, spiritually, emotionally. You know, it's time to open up, you know, your practice, and we talked about that. The Hierophant reversed, building traditions, values, routines, rituals based off of, you know, and this could be exercising. Exercise your vibes, you know, exercising physically, and, you know, exercising practices, manifestation practices, you know what I mean? Utilizing the new moon energy, the full moon energy, to help you with manifesting, releasing things, bringing things into your life with the new moon, releasing things with the full moon. And if you need help with these, I have tools and materials. If you click the link in my bio, I have a free resource, a free manifestation with the new moon to help you learn how to, bring in inner peace, and any other thing you want to work on with the new moon, just click the link in my bio. So, we need to exercise our vibes on all levels, physically, spiritually, emotionally, start expressing yourself to your partner, start writing, start journaling. You've got to open up. You've got to open up the vibes. If you want creativity to flow to you, what are you doing to activate that creativity? What's up, walking in my purpose? What's up, y'all? Hey, I'm not ignoring y'all. I'm just in the zone. I'm Unique Divination, and this is currently my 21 questions shadow work program, right, that I'm currently working on, right? And it's based off of my 21 questions shadow work journal, and it basically helps us identify things that we need to work on in order for us to, heal our shadow, right? And sometimes there are good things and sometimes there are bad things in our shadow. And in this session, we've identified a lot of good things that we're running from, right? That we could be utilizing in order for us to gain the success that we want, and if you missed it, that's okay. Subscribe to my email and you'll be able to watch this on a replay. All right. So this is only the second session. There's 21 questions. All right, I'm creating a 5-week program based off of this, but the first session is in my on my profile, okay? The first question's on my profile. That's the introduction course. If you're interested in watching that, so you can kind of, build upon what we got going on here. So subscribe to my mailing list, sign up to that free life coaching program. If you sign up to the program, you'll get that one. And you'll get all of these sessions that I got for the replay, okay? I have another free life coaching session that's manifestation, foundation of manifestation, okay? And it builds off of 5 different categories in our life that we need to focus on in order to create a foundation that we can utilize to create the success that we want, okay? So go ahead, click the link in the bio and sign up for that, all right? So we've gotten into it. I don't want to double back too much because I've gone through a lot of cards already. But we've got a lot of things that we've got to work on, right? And, self-love came up. The basis of this entire, session is a journey that we're avoiding, the comfort zone. We don't want to step out of our comfort zone. We don't want to sacrifice. We don't want to, get rid of learned behaviors and acquire new learned behaviors to help us succeed, because we got to sacrifice some things and we got to learn some things, and so we're avoiding these things. We're avoiding tradition on different levels, whether that be, through routine, holidays, whatever, but, we're just out here moving chaotic, and whether it be because you're a single family or you don't have a lot of family friends, whatever, but you got to start honoring things, having things to look back and build upon, some type of tradition, some type of routine, So, these are kind of things that's come up so far that we're running from. Pulled up exercising, physically, emotionally, spiritually. Pulled up sex. We even running from some good sex. I'm trying to tell y'all, release on all aspects, right? Release on all aspects. Explore. Stop being afraid. If you're afraid to do something with your partner, first of all, I don't even want to have sex with somebody that I can't even explore with, okay? Sometimes I'd be like that. Maybe you just shy. Maybe you the shy one overreacting. Maybe just text them or something to talk about it, or, I don't know, cut all the lights off and do something crazy. I don't know, but you're going to have to figure out a way to build up to wanting to explore sexually with your partner, because that's going to be key in unlocking the sacral area. All that holds that sex and creativity. It all comes from the same chakra, right? And so exploring sexually, and even in exploring yourself, right? For the ladies out there, I talked about how the majority of women don't have orgasms with their partner, and the majority of women don't know how to have their own self have an orgasm. You know, it's I'm not gonna judge, but it's out there. You know, we have some women that just don't know how to have an orgasm with themselves or with their partner. So sexual exploration is a must, okay? All right, so next we're going to move on to the soul journey cards. And we have regret. We have regret. And so what do I need to stop running away from? Regret. I know that I cannot change the past. Okay? So basically, what's tied to regret? You know, guilt. You know, regret, feeling like you should have did something different. You could have done something different. No, you couldn't have, because you can't go back in time. You can't do nothing different. Nothing could be done different. You know, it's nothing that you can do. Stop running the hypotheticals. You know, it's good to kind of look back and kind of debrief in what we could have done differently in that situation. And if it ever comes up, then you know how to move in that situation. You know, if that's a one-time thing and you fucked up, you know, bad, you know, if you try to atone, make atonement with people and apologize if you can, you know, write letters. If you can't physically apologize to people, just get it out somehow. But ultimately, you're going to have to let that go. You know, I know that I cannot change the past. So what do I need to start running from? We need to start running from releasing regret. Releasing regret. If you want to be successful, you're not even the same person that you were when that situation took place, right? And you feel bad because you know you're not. That's the number one reason why it's so hard for you to kind of not feel that regret, because you know that if you had the mind that you had now, you wouldn't have made that decision. But guess what? We can't change the past. The only thing that you can change is the present. That's the only thing that you have control over, is literally present tense. Everything that I'm saying, my actions right now, you know, and all that leads up to the future, right? And everything that I said before that is the past. All you have control over is the present moment, right? Do what you got to do to help release that guilt, you know, and that regret. But ultimately, it has to be released. You know, it may take a couple sessions. You know, if you want to write it on a piece of paper, burn it, you know, to release it with the full moon. Like I said, if you're able to apologize to that person, if they've accepted your apology, then great. Then that's the next step. You know, if they've apologized, then you need to let it go. You know, if you've apologized to the person and they have not accepted it, then that's their prerogative. But at least you made the attempt to make amends, whichever way you can, right? And then you move on with that. That's their prerogative. The only thing that you can accept is that you tried to apologize and you tried to make amends, right? You can't control people. The only thing that you can control is yourself. And the only thing that you can live with is that you're not the same person that you are today. And maybe they will see that. Maybe they won't. It don't matter. All that matters is that you know that and you made that attempt. And the same thing goes if something happened to you. If somebody has wronged you and they want the opportunity to apologize, and you know, if you can do it, go ahead and accept their apology. Or not, but at least acknowledge it, right? To help them move forward too, and to help you too. All right, so, you know, stop running from letting go of the past. We're not living in regret no more. We're not living in regret, shame, guilt. We're not doing none of that no more. None of those things are going to help you move forward in your journey of self-love and self-care. Regret, guilt, shame are the number 3 things that are going to hold you down and keep your self-esteem low. You know, oh, well, you did this before. Oh, well, you did that before. Oh, remember when you did this? Right? And meanwhile, you over here in present, living a completely different life than what was when those things happened. All right? So triggers, you know, living in the past, living in hypotheticals, wishing I woulda, coulda, shoulda, woulda. The universe does not work in negatives. It don't work in negatives. It only works in present. It only works in present tense. Okay? So you keep focusing your time, your attention, putting your focus on past and regret and what you coulda, shoulda, woulda did, and the universe is gonna shoulda, woulda, coulda. Just, ain't nothing gonna happen. You're not gonna get nothing. No, nothing's gonna come to you, right? Because you keep living in the past and you can't focus on what you have now and what you will be able to obtain as long as you keep moving the way you're moving and building, right? And then next we have acceptance. I am learning to accept the things that I cannot change. Literally just talked about that. What do I need to stop running from? Acceptance. I am learning to accept the things that I cannot change. Regret and acceptance. I know that I cannot change the past. And I am learning to accept the things that I cannot change. Literally, this shit is double telling your ass to stop worrying about the past. You cannot change it. It cannot be changed. It is done. It is such. It is so. It is over with. It is done with. El finito. That's it. Let it go. Let it go. Right? Enough is enough. You've beat yourself up too much. You've literally created anxiety about it. There's somebody watching this that may be on medication because of the regret and the guilt and them not running away from, the fact that they need to accept that they cannot change the past. I've seen, children hold their parents hostage about things. You didn't do this for me, Mom. You didn't do this for me, Dad. They're fucking adults. I get it. We all go through trauma. But when you become an adult, it's your responsibility to work on that trauma in order for you to move forward in life. You cannot continue to blame your parents. That's kind of whack, bro. What kid comes with a manual? And then 9 times out of 10, the majority of us, unless you part of the top 5% of, the elite or some shit, like, I was born in poverty. You know what I mean? So, like, most of our parents were born in poverty, right? And so they only had what the fuck they had within the poverty level. So for you to sit there and blame your parents, for whatever it is that they did or didn't do, in whatever capacity they had in their own paradigm, it's like, come on, like, what are we doing here? Like, are you evolved? Are you, do you want to be evolved, or do you want to continue to be a child and victim blame? Right? And believe me, I can be childish too with certain things, but ultimately, like, when I became older, and I was able to look at my mom as a woman and see what she was equipped with, I was no longer angry at her as a parent, right? And so the only thing that you can do is take from that framework that they've laid out and do better, build better framework. But stop sitting here blaming your parents for what you don't have in life. Like, fucking fix it so that you can get it, And I don't mean to be so blunt, but, like, I've dealt with a lot in my life, and there are a lot of people deal with crazy stories in their life journey, that deal with so much. And, you've got to start looking at, caregivers and people placing your path that were supposed to look after you and look at what they were equipped with. And then you learn how to build from that so that you can provide more for your children. I know I didn't want, to be a single parent. I just didn't want certain things, and I didn't blame my mother for them. I just, looked at what she was equipped with and what she wasn't equipped with, and I built my framework off of that, right? So, for those out there, if you're watching this now, or if you're going to watch this on a replay, like I said, for us to kind of want to blame our parents for those things, it's kind of like, nah, let's not do that. Let's take a different perspective on life. Let's take our power back, because that's giving up your power. Even blaming your parents for what you didn't turn out to be, that's putting your power. That's giving somebody else your power. Take your power back. Okay, that was your childhood. That's just one chapter in your life. Okay, it created some trauma. It created some setbacks. You got some qualities hidden in your shadow as a result of your childhood. But guess what? We're aware. And we've got tools and resources 21 questions, literally right here and now. You know, we've got tools and resources to help us identify, and we're going to use those and we're going to move forward. You know, now that we know that we're running from issues, you know, the question is, what do I need to start running from? I need to start running from, you know, personal power. I need to start running from personal power, because ultimately when you are in the victim mentality, you're running from your own personal power, right? When you blame others for your actions or the way your life didn't turn out, that's giving up your personal power, okay? So just think about that. Think about the times that you said, well, you know, if you wouldn't have did this, I wouldn't have been able to do this, or I couldn't achieve this because they did that. Nah, you can do anything that you want to do. You can do anything that you want to do, and just because you had trauma in your life does not stop you from being great. You're supposed to take that trauma, which is in your shadow, right? Using shadow work. We're going to take that trauma and we're going to transmutate it, and we're going to use it for motivation and success and goal completion. That's what we do with trauma over here, right? And, you know, what I'm saying, it's not like it's going to happen overnight, right? Shadow work, depending on how intensive you are with it, you know, depending on how real you want to get to know yourself, depending on how long you're going to keep running from your inner self, you know, your own intuition, your own perspective, your own journey that's just waiting for you to start with new ideas, new creativity, new challenges, good and bad, but nonetheless it's part of your journey and success. And you keep avoiding it. You keep running from it. That's literally the second question in this denial stage. What do I need to stop running from? Your own success, self-love, creativity, sexual exploration, moving around, literally exercise. Stop running away from exercise. Literally movement. This was definitely, this was coming for me, y'all. Because I need to exercise. And I keep avoiding it. You know, that's definitely going to be a big part in helping bring my blood pressure down. Me exercising again. So we just need to be real with ourselves. We know what it is we need to do. And especially if you're watching this is just a confirmation or giving you a different perspective, but you know what you need to do. We know what we need to do in order for us to be great and be successful. You know? So let me move on from there. We've got 2 more cards, and basically this is it. I'm going to do a recap. A little small one. And, you know, we're going to be done with this session, and we're going to be able to move on to the third question in the next session. You know, but I hope you guys taking notes, right? Make sure that if you want to be a part of this program, you can either purchase the 21 questions journal, click the link in my bio, and you'll get the workshop that's currently with it for free. But you'll be able to follow along, and you'll be able to write, print it out, and, you know, write out your notes and your tips and your goals, and the things that we've identified that you need to work on in each question, right? This is important, you know, this is really important. Also, make sure you check out the first session, which is still on my Instagram profile, okay? So the last 2 cards that we get into are the archetype cards. And if you're familiar with my work, and if you're familiar with shadow work, you know, there's also archetypes that we kind of work under. And, you know, you heard me talking about the victim mentality or the victim archetype. Okay, so basically, archetypes, we are born collectively. The collective consciousness is born with 4 archetypes, 4 primary archetypes that we all have as a collective consciousness. The victim archetype is one, the prostitute archetype is one, a child archetype is another, and I can't think of the other one right now. But there's ultimately 4, right? I actually have some materials and resources on this, and I'm going to be getting into that after we conclude the shadow work program. We're going to step next into the archetypes. But so you have 4 that you're born with, and then ultimately you have 12, right, that you just operate with at any given point. So there's 4 primary and then 8 that are kind of interchangeable within certain situations, aspects, points in your life. They kind of change out, the 8, but 4 always stay the same. Survival, victim, prostitute, and child. I think those are the 4. Survival, victim, child, and whatever one I just said. I forgot that fast. Okay, but yeah, so all right, so these archetypes are important. So these 2 that I pulled are the one. Well, I don't know, because I don't know your chart of origin. All right, it's called a chart of origin, where you're able to pinpoint all of the 12 archetypes that were aligned when you were born, and that overlays your birth chart, right, and your human design. All right, so we have the shadow and we have the moon. So companion, we have companion in the moon sign, and let me get the little card thingy. And so the light attribute is loyalty, tenacity, and unselfishness, right? And the shadow attribute is betrayal by misusing confidence, loss of personal identity. All right, friend, sidekick, right arm, consort, provides a symbolic service to a stronger or more authoritative personality. Emotional rather than sexual support helps others focus on their mission. Shadow companion manifests as betrayal, which damages the soul, or as suppression of your own needs. Look for a lifelong pattern of playing the loyal companion to others. Okay, so it says, what do I need to stop running away from? I would say definitely, it says loss of personal identity. I would make sure, and that came up in here, you're the best thing that happened to you. You know, kind of that self-care, theme. You don't want to lose sense of self. All right. And so this companion archetype, we want to be careful with. You know, we want to be able to support people in our life. And especially if you're a business, you know, you want to be able to network and connect with like-minded people, you know, and to help support people that have the same mission and cause, right? But you don't want to support people so much that you lose sense of who you are or who your brand is, and that's in relationships also. I feel like this is kind of touching on a romantic aspect as well. On a romantic level, I talked about that earlier, that individuation with the Rebel card, you know. It says rebel, because fuck it, you know. So make sure that you are not losing sense of who you are, right, in your relationship. You know, you can do the things that your partner can do. You know, make sure your partner's respecting the things that you like to do that's not with them. You know, the things that make you who you are. They would not like you. They would not love you if you didn't do those things that made you who you are. And you may not be able to do them often, you know, but you need to incorporate them. And so just that whole energy and vibe of just supporting, but just balance and key, and know when you are giving too much support where you're just blending in and losing a sense of who you are. And that's with anything. That's with work, you know, relationship, any community involvement that does not revolve just being you, or just only deals with just individual you, right? Any community involvement with anything, right? Just don't lose sense of self. Lose sense of self. You know, so when you support, make sure you support with your whole heart, not selfishness. Loyal, right? And then next we have the mediator, which is the moon aspect of this thing. And it says gift for negotiating fairness. The mediator, let me get this part too. Ambassador, diplomat, or go-between. Smooths relations between potentially antagonistic groups or individuals. Gifted with patience and skill, able to read people and situations. Shadow mediator manifests in ulterior motives or hidden agendas, working both sides of an issue for personal gain. You must have a lifelong commitment to resolving disputes and bringing people together. Okay, so that's, wow, I never looked at the mediator at that aspect. Okay, so the moon aspect it talked about. So it says gift for negotiating fairness and strategy in personal and professional life, respect for both sides of the argument. And shadow aspect is negotiating with an ulterior motive or hidden agenda, either personally or professionally. Okay, so, it says, what do I need to start running away from? Number one, your ability to negotiate, and see both sides of the argument, and looking at your ability to see fairness in your strategy for building framework, whether it be with people, whether it be in situations, in the relationship, when you're handling your children, just having that ability to see fairness when you chastise your kids. Like me, I didn't beat my children growing up like that. They got spankings, like if it was an extreme, like if somebody ran in the middle of the road or just something. Like I always thought differently of how I wanted to chastise my children because of how I was beat when I was a kid, So it helped me to think strategically when I put fairness into consideration with my children. Okay, so fairness is very important. We always think about treating people equal, and in reality, you can't really treat people equal, but you can treat people fair, right? And I know people don't understand that. Like you can never treat me equal. I have different wants and desires as the person next to me, and what I think is probably equal may not be equal to the next person, right? So fairness is what should come up, right? And so shadow attribute of this is, not manipulating. What do I need to stop running from? Maybe this card is calling out that we need to stop running from the fact that we've been manipulating situations. And it's kind of time to stop manipulating. It's time to stop manipulating, and it's time to start using our authority and our power for fairness and to create, strategic plans to help people succeed, and be that go-to, that, you can be, and, not to take sides. In a certain situation, maybe, there's a part that you have to play in a certain situation where you have to be the mediator or you have to be the neutral standpoint. If you're a married person, maybe you want to give counseling to somebody, if coaching, definitely coaches, supervisors, anybody in a leadership aspect. Just think about implementing fairness into your leadership skill set and the ability to create strategic goals, plans on how to interact, how to network, how to communicate, how to foster and build relationships with your employees, right? And your boss. You can build a plan for anything. You can build a plan for everything, right? And so I feel like this archetype, in this paradigm and this shift and this transition that we're going through, Spirit is asking you to kind of stay neutral, so you keep running from the middle path. You want to pick a side, right? So, we're not picking sides at this time. Spirit wants you to remain in the middle, to remain fair, to see both sides, both perspectives. Okay? And so that's a lot to take in. And if you just tuned in, hey, I'm Unique Divination, and I just finished this session. I'm currently doing a shadow work program, and it's based on my shadow work guide, 21 questions. And it's 21 questions that are asked in 4 stages that shadow work is to kind of help us identify trauma so that we can be successful, right? And so this has ended. I'm done. We touched on a lot of great things, right? It's if you're interested in seeing this from the beginning, I need you to subscribe to my mailing list. Just go ahead, click the link in my bio, and right there at the top, it says subscribe to my mailing list, right? And so this will be available for replay in my mailing list, okay? The first session is available on my Instagram, okay? All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed this. How do y'all feel? Let me know how you feel. We focused on a lot of things. I hope you have your notebook. Like I said, you can purchase the 21 questions journal if you click the link in my bio for that too, so that you'll be able to answer the questions and, you know, write along and take your notes along with us, okay? So most likely, unless I post otherwise, the next session that we have will be next Saturday, okay? Once the semester is over, because I'm in school for my doctorate's degree. So, and this semester is kicking my butt. Once the semester is over, I can kind of ramp up and do more sessions, because there's 21 of these that we got to get through, y'all. I'm creating a 5-week shadow work program. All right. So if you're meant to be here while it's here, that's because, you know, your ancestors and your spirit guides want you to start in your shadow work, getting deep into it. Okay. So right now we're currently still in the denial stage, which is those aspects that we deny, disown, and reject about ourselves are usually those that we filed away. The first question was, who am I? That's on my Instagram page, right? Go ahead and check that out. And this was, what do I need to stop running away from? Okay, we got into it. And the next question is, what is the source of my greatest fear? What is the source of my greatest fear? Okay, so that's what we'll be focusing on in the next session. Okay, so when you see me next, that's going to be it. So that'll be next Saturday. I'm not sure of a time yet, but I know for sure I will be here next Saturday, and we will be addressing what is the source of my greatest fear. If you're interested in working with me one-on-one, click the link in my bio. You can work with me as far as the shadow work or just a life coaching session in general. For my life and coaching sessions, I do incorporate tarot and oracle cards, right? And I really feel like spiritual, you know, healers and tarot readers are life coaches. You know, we're coaches, we are guides. You know, we're not supposed to create answers. We ask rhetorical things, and spirit provides us with these symbols, and, you know, you guys kind of take that and build your own path, right? So that's definitely, you know, coaching and mentoring to me. So I definitely consider myself a manifestation coach, a mindset coach, a tarot coach, a business coach. I also help with business. I don't want to get into that too much because we're on the shadow work thing, but, you know, just kind of if you're new to me, just go ahead and just take a look at my Instagram page, check out my highlights, click the link in my bio. You know, if you have any questions, please DM me, okay? Please DM me. My sessions are $168 an hour. But if you hit me up on Thursdays, they are $68 an hour on Thursdays, okay? Discount Thursday. All right? So, this was great. I feel really good, and I am ready to implement all of the things that were brought up and talked about in this session, including my behind exercising. So, hopefully next Saturday, you guys will hear about how I exercised, okay? I am going to set a goal right here, right now, to at least have exercised. This is bad, y'all. Don't judge me. This is shadow work, so I don't care if you judging me. This is about me. And I'm admitting to my faults and my flaws, okay? And my flaws is not exercising. And so I'm going to say, And I have stuff in my house, y'all. I got a pole upstairs, and pole is like the best exercise because you work your entire body. All right, so I'm gonna set it. I'm gonna get on that pole once between now and next Saturday. All right, for a minimum of 30 minutes. That's my goal. And if I've got to work up to that, if I've got to set up little baby steps, I'm going to do that, right? So think about, what we've identified that you need to start running away from that's going to help you, be the best version of you. Write it down and, write out the steps and the processes that you need to take in order to complete those things. And don't start off big. Don't start off with big things, Start off with small things. So what I'll probably do with the goal that I just set, because I just said one time. You hear I didn't say 3 times a week or 3 times, just once. I'm going to try to just get in one time between now and the next 7 days, right? And what I'll probably do is I'll probably work my way up to doing it. I might go in there and, go for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, just get warmed up on the pole, maybe do some stretching. So I'll just try to kind of work my way up to that 30 minutes, maybe the stretching and kind of the walking around it. I'll just each day build up. But I'm going to set a little plan, all right? And the next time that we meet, I'm going to talk about what I did and how I worked up to it. And the crazy thing is I love to exercise. I just hate implementing it. I love running. I love that feeling. I love that high energy that you get after exercising. It's just getting there. It's just dreadful. But yeah, just